Say yes to your kids as much as possible. Say no to them as rarely as possible. This is one of the fundamental things that I teach, and it goes against what most of the parenting people out there are teaching, that you should say no to your kids and they have to learn how to handle it. But no, I do not like saying no to my kid. I don't like it because, and here's the thing, because instinctively we want to say yes, it's okay to say no to our kids. But here's the thing, in order for me to say no to them, I have to be the one in power, and they're asking for my permission. And that power relationship, that hierarchical power relationship, it damages the closeness and the trust that I'm looking for in the parent-child relationship. And if I'm the one who can say yes and I'm the one who can say no, and I say no to them, and it's hard for them to receive that no, then I become the obstacle. And then the relationship to me becomes, how can they get around the inevitable no? How can they get around the obstacle? How can they get around the limitations? And I become that obstacle, that limitation. And so the kid isn't seeing me as a person, me as a human. They're not seeing me that way because I've created a situation where it's not safe for them to see me that way. They can't be vulnerable with me because at any time I could say no. And the only way to enforce a no is with our power, right? It's just like enforcing a limit. A limit is a no, right? And so we use our power to enforce those things. Now, of course, safety, of course, running into the street, of course, touching a hot stove, of course. When I had a bad back when my kid was young, and there was a lot of times I had to say no to her for carrying her on my back. But that's different. That's a different kind of no. Right? It's like if you're going to buy something and you say no because you have enough at home, because you shouldn't get it, because you don't want to spend the money, because you don't think they're going to really play with it, whatever. Or you actually don't have the money. One is me deciding the value of this moment unilaterally, and my kid has to go along with it. The other is I genuinely don't have the money. Now, when my kid was growing up, we genuinely didn't have money most of the time. We had to say no most of the time. But it was never the adult saying no to the child because the adult had the power. It was the adult and the child both wanting to get the thing. Because I would always say, yes, I really want to get it for you. Because I want you to have whatever you want. And at this moment, I can't because of this, this, and this. And then it was both of us saying yes. It was a yes, actually. It was a yes, and here are the circumstances that we're dealing with. It's entirely different than saying no because you have a lesson to teach, because you think they need to learn it. Or you're imposing your value of how much stuff to have or where to have or what to have. And then it's not only that, it's also about food, and it's also about hygiene, and it's also about sleep, and it's also about homework, and it's also about chores. And play, and there's so many things that we say yes or no to that we are the ones in control of. And so I really want to encourage you to try and push yourself to say yes as much as possible. How many no's can you turn into a yes? And if you have to say no, how can you make it feel like a yes, like their needs were met and they were really respected and their need was really respected, so that they still feel that? It's an exploration. It's not an easy thing. It's an exploration, and I could do a whole 2-hour workshop on it. Right? This is a short video, so I'm not going to do that. It's already a long one. But you know what I would love to recommend to you is that you check out my free course, Guiding Without Controlling, that you can get at Meaningfulideas.com. It's a wonderful course, 40-minute video full of really great information, and I'd love for you to check that out. All right, peace.